My name is Gayatine, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about some of the books that I read recently. So these are the 3 books that I'm going to be talking about in this video. 3 is not a lot, but I wanted to do it while I'm still in this location. I hope though that it's not too noisy, because it is very hot here, and because this is like a glass structure, I've got the doors to outside open and the door to inside closed, because if I don't have the doors to outside open, this place will turn really hot really quickly, like even more so than it is outside. So yeah, I hope the outside noises aren't too bothersome. Yeah, there will be some bird song and such, I think. If the camera picks it up, I hope that's not too bad. Personally, I can't spend too long outside because the noise does get to me. So yeah, I hope it's okay just for this video. So the first book is Cream Puff Murder by Joanne Fluke. This is book 2 in the Hannah Swensen series. I've talked about this series more often. Link in the description down below to videos in which I talk about the other books in this series. This is a cozy mystery series. Our main character is Hannah Swensen. She owns a bakery called the Cookie Jar, in which she bakes cookies and pastries, also sells coffee, and she also helps to solve the murders. I say helps, she is the one that solves it. But yeah, I really enjoy all the characters in the series. Now onto this specific book. The premise of this book in the beginning is that Hannah has a dress to fit into because her mother ordered this dress for this specific thing, and there's no time to have it remade, but the mother based the size on like Hannah's last size, and so anyway, the size that Hannah was like a year before or something. So anyway, Hannah has to lose some weight, and so her sister Andrea drags her to, I think on the back it's called a health club. I thought it was more of like a gym, and there's a murder that happens at the gym. For me, hello mosquito. For me, I found the sort of health and diet and gym parts a bit more difficult to read, because of, yeah, that kind of stuff can be like triggering for me. Anyway, I don't want to go into that too much, but I just wanted to say, so because of that I struggled a bit in the beginning of this book. I don't intend to go on a long ramble, I don't intend to make this a long video, although, as if you're not new here, you might know I can hardly ever do a short video. So, at least when I'm talking about books. So yeah, anyway, so I struggled a bit in the beginning, but after that I got more into the book. That all that kind of took a bit more to the background, and we're investigating the murder, and also talked about like all the other characters and that's cookies and everything. Then I started to enjoy the book a whole lot more, and so in the end I like this a lot. Yeah, maybe not quite as much as some of the other books in this series, because of like those difficult for me to read bits. If that doesn't bother you, I'm sure that those bits will be fine. Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Yeah, I read this book together with my friend Sara. I think we read about one of these a month, and so next month we'll be reading the next one probably. So yeah. By the way, there are quite a lot of books in this series. I don't know exactly, are there like 28 or something out now? I'm not sure exactly on the exact like number of like main novels, but so anyway, there's quite a bit more to go, but yeah. Okay, moving on to the next book. The next book I read is Seizoenen by Judith Visser. This book was signed and personalized to me. I bought it through the author's website. It was the same price as like in other bookshops, and well, not other bookshops because the author's website isn't a bookshop, but anyway, I could get this book signed and personalized from the author's website for the same price as like just normally buying it, I think. Anyway, I was happy to get it. I actually bought this book before I read, so this is this is just a fly, but this is Solnoskind, which is the first book that I read by this author. I absolutely loved it. I also read the sequel, Zondagsleven, which I also absolutely loved. But this was actually the first book that I bought by her, which I discovered this author. There's a train. Because the doors are open, I will wait, because I don't know how loud that will be on camera with the doors being open instead of closed. When they're closed, it's not too bad, but... Also, I apologize for any chicken noises you might hear. It's messy as usual. I'm not bothered by my chicken making noises, but if you're not used to that, I can imagine that you might be like, what's that? Anyway, so I found out about this author through this, this was a Dutch book, I think talking about the stories of 13 different autistic women. I think most of them were Dutch. I'm not sure if there was maybe also Belgian people there, but either way, not English. And so I discovered her, and it said in her piece that she was also an author, so I was like, oh, I gotta look her up. And I was super excited about the book Zondagsleven, which I don't have with me here, but so I ordered this book. I pre-ordered Zondagsleven. I read Zondagsleven fairly soon after it came out. Anyway, so now I read this book. So Judith is autistic. This book doesn't have autistic characters in it. And hence why I was so excited to read Zondagsleven, which is about an autistic character. But anyway, in this book we have two main characters. We have David and Annabelle. So David is Annabelle's son. He is in his 30s, I think, and she is in her late 50s. And near the beginning of the book, we find out, it's also on the synopsis on the back, that Annabelle has cancer and it can't be cured anymore. In Dutch, we have a word for this. I think in English you would probably say terminally ill, but I'm not entirely sure. So just on the straight off, and I know most of you can't read this book anyway, because most of my subscribers can't read Dutch. So massive trigger warning in this book, content warning for cancer, grief, the death of a parent. Yeah, I just want to put that out there because I know there are some of my viewers who struggle with this, also because they connect with it on like a personal level. Although I know those people can't read this book anyway, but anyway, so both David and Annabelle have secrets in their past, and we follow both of their perspectives. Although I think, sorry, I've just been bitten by a mosquito. We follow both of their perspectives. Although depending on where we are in the book, there's sometimes we spend more time with one character than the other, if that makes sense. In some of Annabelle's chapters, she at some point starts reading an old diary of hers, and so then we read the passage in her diary from when she was a teenager. This book is partially based on the author's experiences of losing her mother to cancer. As she says that in the afterword. I'm not sure if that's the correct translation, but the character of Annabelle is, she says, loosely based on her own mother. So a lot of this is fictional. So the book is about a son and his mother, and like I said, they both have secrets. There's also mental health representation, grief, of course, like loss, and yeah. I keep hearing mosquitoes. Yeah, like I said, I kind of have to have the doors open because otherwise it's just way too hot in here, and it already is warm in here. But if I don't, it's even hotter in here. So I can't help the mosquitoes coming into this room at least. That's why, one of the reasons I have the door to the inside closed, the mosquitoes and also the heat. Because there are a lot of mosquitoes in the garden here. But that's like one of the downsides of here. Anyway, I love this book. I really liked the author's writing style. I really liked it in the other books that I read by her. There was one bit where I, just one or two lines that I found, like, why is that in there? To do with a Chinese doctor. It's a very minor detail in the book, but that was just the one niggle that was like. So yeah, I did want to mention it. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this, and it's a book that I have been thinking about since I finished it. The last book I want to talk about in this video is Drama Queen by Sara Gibbs. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. This is what Google told me. This is an autism memoir, as it says here. One autistic woman and a life of unhelpful labels. Here is a synopsis. This author is a British comedian. I bought this book. It's a recent release from 2021, which I guess is more or less recent, really, when you think about it. But to me, it's recent enough. I wasn't familiar with the author, but I have a friend from the UK, and she sent me this article, which I'm not sure if it was an interview with the author or what it was exactly, but I read it. I really liked it, and I bought the book. My friend also bought the book. She hasn't read it yet, but she sends me like articles. She knows I love most autism memoirs, like written by the person with autism, or autistic person. So yeah. Anyway, this one is 340-ish pages, which is quite long for a memoir because, well, most memoirs I've read are shorter than that. They're usually like between 100 and 200 pages. I've read some shorter ones. I've also read some a bit longer ones, but not many that are over 300 pages. At least not autism memoirs that I've read. This book is divided up into 15 chapters and an introduction and a acknowledgements. And the chapters are these labels that the author has got on. Yeah, you can't really see that because it's too bright here. I love this book. The author is very humorous. I was just reading the introduction, and I was like, this book is excellent. It has to be a 5-star. I'll be very disappointed if not. But just, yeah, I can't really show you because it's just too bright here. I think the white balance is but if you can read a sample of this book, if you were to be interested in it, a sample or excerpt or something online, you might be able to see what I mean. There's a fly in here now too. Anyway, yeah, I love this book. The chapters are these labels, and they're not entirely like 100% like a chronological life story, if that makes sense. Sometimes we go back and forth a bit, but to me it made a little sense. It is a bit chronological, but sometimes we go like back and forth a bit, like I said. And I found it really interesting to read. I really related to some things. I didn't relate to others. I mean, that makes sense. But I found it very understandable how she felt about certain things, or certain things she did or said, or like, even when I couldn't relate, I found it really easy to understand her. She has a really nice writing style, in my opinion. Obviously, this whole video is my opinion. So the author grew up in. I want to make sure I put this properly. For most of her childhood, can you all hear that? Like, there is a fly or something over there, really buzzing. Oh, it's not a fly, it's a wasp. Yeah, I can't reach that window, I'm afraid. I'm too short to do something about that. My partner can, but he's doing something else at the moment. So I hope that buzzing isn't annoying you too much. It obviously was annoying me. Okay, just keep up, but just one more book, then we're done with this video, then I can rest. So she grew up in, so she moved to the UK from Israel when she was really young. I think she said 8 months old. I'd obviously have to check. But she grew up in a anthroposophic like area community. She went to a Steiner school, and I could relate to that to the extent that I have some family members who are into that. I don't know if that's alright with saying it. There goes another car. You can see why I'm not normally sitting here with all the noises. I mean, sitting here with the doors open. I was planning to do this video early this morning, so I wouldn't have had the doors open yet, but I needed to finish this book first before I could talk about it. And I only just finished it, and now I'm filming this video. So yeah, because of these family members who I used to visit more often when I was younger, because then I had to go with my parents and such. So I recognized some of the things that she talked about regarding this. So that was interesting. The author is Jewish, my family members are not, but like that was one of the things I found like relatable, which doesn't have anything to do with autism, but I've never really like read much in like this sense about what that can be like, and so it was nice to. Anyway, she wasn't happy like growing up there. Anyway, I do want to give it a content warning. Later on in the book, her father gets sick, ill. So, as I said in the previous bit about seizoenen, if you watched that bit, that was before in the same video. So, in case it's difficult for you to read about like a parent getting ill, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. For me, it reminded me of my grandfather for multiple reasons. For those of you who don't know, I lost my grandfather in January 2021. My grandfather believed in well, I can't pronounce this word in English. Why is it anthroposophy? I know how to pronounce it in Dutch. For some reason I struggle pronouncing it in English. So that element combined with the fact that her father got ill, as did my grandfather, that was there were just some parallels, but also definitely differences. Now there's a plane. Can we finish flying over, Sara? Because I'm trying to do a video here. Well, I think they're getting further away, but I can still hear it. Okay, let's hope it's soft enough now that the camera doesn't pick it up too much. And yeah, there's a slight breeze, so that's maybe audible as well. So yeah, that was just a part of the book and anyway, I really enjoyed reading this book, in case that wasn't clear yet. So the author didn't find out that she was autistic, that she's autistic until later in life. I don't know what it was exactly, but autistic is the last chapter other than the acknowledgements. Yeah, so only in one of the recent years, but I don't remember how old she is exactly. Anyway, I got diagnosed when I was a teenager, so it was a bit earlier for me, and also even before I was diagnosed, we suspected for a while, my parents and I. That wasn't the case with this author until later in her life, although she's not like, I think she's in her 30s by the end of it, I think. I am rambling all over the place, I'm sorry, and also we're getting bitten by mosquitoes. This was an excellent autism memoir. I feel like I kind of rambled on about it. Yeah, there is much more to this, but I just named some of the bits that yeah, I'm sorry, I feel like I didn't quite do this book justice. But yeah, I love this. This was excellent. Okay, well, I feel very worn out now. So I guess I definitely need a rest and also possibly some lunch. Considering it's lunchtime now, I feel like my face looks a bit red now. At least from where I'm sitting in that I can see. I need to go to a cooler room because the sun isn't at its highest point yet, so it's over there, kind of still hidden behind that tree there, which is why part of this place is in shade. I'm in the shade right now, if you can see that. So it's gonna get even hotter in here soon once it moves out from behind the tree and also gets to its highest point, which is like in a couple of hours. So I better go to a cooler room and cool down and have something to eat, something to drink. But at least I got this video done, so that's lots of editing for me to do when I get back home. There's also, I had a video idea. I was trying to fall asleep one night in bed and I was struggling, and I thought of this video idea, but I haven't had the energy to film it yet, and I'm leaving here soon now, so well done me. I mean, I could still film it in my own house as well, but well, when I get back home there'll be lots of other things that may need to happen, so I'll probably not have the energy to film it for a while. On the other hand, if I film it at home, at least I can get some books out of my bookshelves as examples. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just rambling to myself. We'll cut some of this out, and I feel like I got a bit red. Maybe I didn't, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I hope you're reading something nice or interesting, and that you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Leave a like and or a comment if you like, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!